right there. So we want everybody just to make sure that if you live in Canton, between Canton and Van right now, make sure that you know where your tornado safe spot is. In Canton, I would say I would be there now. Be there as quickly as you possibly can. It does actually look like, now that I look at it a little bit closer, we may be looking at a possible tornado right there, just to the north and northeast of the city of Canton, south of I-20, and right around Highway 84. The storm itself, we're going to put this on the screen for you here, that warning. It is moving off to the east at 30 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and put a path on this for you here, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit further here to get that for you. But this is a tornado warning in effect for Van Zandt County. It is moving, again, we said it's just north of Canton, to the east at 30 miles per hour. So here are some of the cities that will be affected. The Wentworth area at 5:40, so that's 5 minutes from now. So be in that tornado safe spot. The city of Van at 6:01, Carroll at 6:16, and the city of Lindale, which is well outside, so is Carroll, outside the tornado warning right now. It could be in your area at 6:28. So we're looking for more and more information here from the National Weather Service. It's going to be difficult to get good information here because this is certainly a very rural area, but I'm sure we've got people traveling along I-20 right now that could be seeing some rather nasty weather. And the hail that is being detected now in this cell associated with that storm just to the north of the city of Canton is getting quite large at this point. As a matter of fact, we'll show you just how large radar is indicating, close to 2.1 inches in diameter. And with that, that is hen egg size hail associated with this storm currently moving through the city of Canton, showing you what radar looks like right now. And folks, just over an hour ago, this storm didn't exist, and it's already produced severe thunderstorm warnings and now a tornado warning for parts of Van Zandt County. And that warning, again, remains in effect until 6:15, with the storm moving to the east at 30 and at least ping pong ball size hail, if not close to hen egg size, which is 2 inches in diameter. So again, we're going to look at what radar is showing us. We'll try to see if we can't get a couple of different views here, but certainly the view from the Fort Worth radar appears to be showing the best here. This is again just to the north and east of the city of Canton, a possible tornado on the ground. There is certainly some very broad circulation occurring there. Again, the Wentworth community, you need to be in your tornado safe spot, as well as all residents inside the city of Canton. Just get there until we can kind of clear you once this circulation continues to push to the east at about 30 miles per hour. It appears that it'll probably follow pretty closely to Interstate 20 through Van Zandt County and possibly moving into Smith County. But right now, the National Weather Service in Shreveport is not talking much about it. They are saying that they're carefully watching the storm west of Smith and Wood County, with that tornado warning being issued by Fort Worth. Let's put this into motion for you here. This is the radial velocity scan. This is the scan where it shows you not only where it's raining and how heavily, which is the regular reflectivity, but this shows us the way the raindrops are falling. And this is about the point at about 5:15, 5:16 that Cody and I were talking about, broad rotation. And now it appears like we could have something as violent as a tornado near the Canton area right now. We're waiting for an additional scan to see if we can get something new. But right now, again, we're indicating in the city of Canton we could have a tornado on the ground. It is moving to the east at 30 miles per hour. So we'll put a path on this and we'll advance it just a little bit, probably getting very close to the Wentworth area, moving just south of due east at 30 miles per hour. So that's what we've got for you. Wentworth now, basically at 5:38, which is the current time. So please be in your tornado safe spot. A small, windowless interior room is where you need to be. And speaking of that, this is a small windowless interior room. This is what we show folks during Project Tornado. You find that number 3 or number 10, a bathroom, a closet, a hallway in the middle part of your home. I apologize for that site there. But this is the tornado safe spot showing you taking a roof off a home. You want that center interior room away from exterior walls being the place that you want to go. And if you're in Canton, Wentworth, all the way into places like Van, we want you there now so that this is not a surprise. And again, we want you to let all your friends know that this is there, and we are talking about it right now. There's a severe thunderstorm warning for Smith, Southern Wood, and southwestern Upshur until 6:30. That is in response to that storm in Van Zandt County. And the severe thunderstorm warning for Van Zandt and southeastern Rains is in effect until 6:15. But the tornado warning, again, will remain in effect until 6:15. We'll get a little bit closer here so we can kind of see what's going on. If we stop this and we take off the lightning, you can kind of see the rotation in this storm. You see this little inflow notch right there just east of Canton. That's where we would expect a tornado to be, and that's what we're being shown right now with the radial velocity scan showing it just east and northeast of the city of Canton. Again, this is not a confirmed tornado on the ground, but this is something that is very important. We're seeing this. It's possible. But again, the National Weather Service said that this is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado near the Canton area. This was probably about 10 minutes ago, 8 minutes ago, that they said it was near Canton. So certainly with that eastward movement, it's near the Wentworth area now and heading basically along Interstate 20. So if you've got somebody coming home from work, coming out of Dallas, coming out of Tyler, Lindale, whatever the case may be, tell them to get off the road, go to a restaurant, a convenience store, something that is more sturdy than a vehicle driving on the road if indeed we have a tornado on the ground. And again, images here could be quite dark as far as the clouds. Frequent lightning, very gusty wind. What do you got, Cody?
It's just not popping up here, but along 19, there's also going to be Highway 17. That's kind of another one of the big major highways people take to get from Canton toward areas like Grand Saline.
Right.
So any in that little spot.
So 17, 19, yeah, that we were talking about, any of these roadways. You got the Highway 198 coming into Canton from the southwest. If you've got anybody traveling in these areas, please get them to a safe spot. Just tell them to get off the road. Again, do what you can, or don't even venture into the city of Canton right now, as we could possibly have a tornado on the ground. Looking again at what the radial velocity scans are showing us, is this is near the Wentworth area, just east of the city of Canton. As far as movement, it is off toward the east at 30 miles per hour. Let's put a path on that now, assuming that storm continues on the just south of due east at 30 miles per hour. Again, Wentworth, it's in your area now. Van at 604. Again, that's traveling along a lot of area that is loosely populated. Not a lot of folks live between Canton and Van, but still there are lots of farms, lots of places where people do live, so let them know if they're not watching that it's on its way. Carroll at 620, again outside of the warning, but it is in a severe thunderstorm warning right now that was issued by the National Weather Service in Shreveport. Lindale, if it holds together, it could be 632. Swan at 639. So this is what is being shown to us right now. You can see the storm makes its way into Canton, and this, again, could be producing a tornado. And if you just see 30 minutes ago, it just was almost about, now let's just say an hour and 10 minutes ago, almost non-existent. But it is certainly blowing up. There is some large hail associated with this storm as well. Kind of look at that once again. You can see just north and east of the city of Canton, we've got some large hail that is falling right now. As far as size is concerned, it could be 1 inch to 1.5 inches, which could be up to around ping pong ball size falling from this cell. Moving back a little bit here, we're going to see if our radial velocity scans, if we've got a new one. Yes, we do. So we move in and we look again. The circulation remains rather broad, but it is certainly still there. Where we're looking at circulation right in this area now east of Canton, along I-20 north of 64, moving east at 30 to 35 miles per hour. So more information coming from the National Weather Service. Again, very difficult to get that. Again, there's a it's a low populated area at this point, but there could be there's a possible tornado on the ground near I-20 just east of the city of Canton. This warning is in effect until 6:15, and if it holds together, we'll go ahead and just kind of give you an idea of what kind of distance. If it holds together, it could be in Smith County very soon. It's only 12 miles to the county, and it's moving to the east at 30 to 35 miles per hour, so it would take less than 30 minutes for that to arrive in the northwestern parts of Smith County. So residents of Lindale, just stay with us. We'll keep you updated. There is a severe thunderstorm warning for you right now, so expect some strong storm, some severe storm to move in to that area here soon. Lightning continues to increase in numbers. Not like the 5,000 lightning strikes that we had earlier today in Cass County, but we have 316 right now, and it is continuing to increase in number as the storm lives and breathes and moves off toward the east. So there is, as you can see underneath all of this, a tornado warning in effect for central and eastern Van Zandt County until 6:15. We're getting also a lot of hail in the storm to our west. That one will probably be moving into southern Kaufman and northern sections of Henderson County here soon. Golf ball size hail falling in Waxahachie, kind of moving toward the Ennis area. And that severe thunderstorm warning south of Dallas is in effect until 6:15 as well. And we will likely see that warning extended downstream into parts of Kaufman and Henderson County here very soon. But concentrating again on the storm in Van Zandt County, it appears like if there is a tornado on the ground, this has probably now moved east of Canton. It appears like it could be moving off toward, pretty much along Interstate 20 right now. So we're watching that for you very carefully, and we'll keep you posted on everything that we know. And we're trying to get, again, more information, even looking at the National Weather Service in Shreveport, looking at their radial velocity scans. They're also seeing the rotation there just to the east of the city of Canton right now. So even from radars a long distance away, they're basically showing the same thing. So here's a newer update here from the National Weather Service in Fort Worth. Makes it look a little messier, to be perfectly honest with you, but we still are looking at the possibility that we've got rotation here now east of Wentworth. We may even have something going on here south of Canton. But again, both of those areas now we'll be keeping our eye on. But these are not confirmed tornadoes right now. The Weather Service is not really indicating anything more going on right now. But we are getting some dime-size and nickel-size hail north of I-20 and Highway 19 in Canton. That came out just a short time ago. So we are continuing to see some fairly small hail in this storm right now. But I think north of I-20, the hail is a little bit larger than that. Let's look at that hail size right now. It's about 1.5 inches, maybe to 1.75 inches, which would bring it up to maybe golf ball size hail. But they're considering, or they're keeping that severe thunderstorm warning to our west, with hail now up to 2 inches in diameter. So we're going to have to be prepared for that one as well. So looking at radar once again, this is over the last 3 hours, and you can see both of those storms, the one south of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, that is moving just south of due east as well. According to the Weather Service here, we're looking again, they're saying the hail core in that storm in Van Zandt County is heading toward the city of Van with the potential of dropping ping pong ball size hail. Circulation is hard to see on radar, but does continue to look impressive with a hook, and that's the hook we showed you earlier. Again, Van should be on the alert for a possible tornado as well. And again, this is coming from the National Weather Service in Fort Worth that handles Van Zandt County. So we're going to go ahead and stop this. And again, I'm going to turn on our low resolution radar because sometimes this shows the hooks a little bit better, and this certainly does. You can see that hook echo right there just east of the city of Canton. Let me zoom in a little bit more here. You can see that. And deputies now in Van Zandt County are rotation, let's see here, the reporting rotation, but it's at high altitude along Interstate 20 and Highway 64. They're saying this is west of Canton, which is interesting. They're not seeing a funnel in that area right now, but they are seeing that reporting rotation, but it's high at Interstate 20 is what they're saying, west of the city of Canton.
I'm wondering if they just
wondering if that's
set
east.
it backwards on accident and meant east.
Yeah, I believe that that's going to be east of Canton because it's pretty easy right now to see where that hook echo would be along I-20 just east of the city of Canton right now. So looking at our radial velocity scans once again, it's pretty much showing you where that rotation is located right about there. So if we again turn on our low resolution radar, you can see it's right underneath where we showed you a moment ago where I had that circle on the map, and it's basically sitting right here. So looking at our high resolution radar, we will stop it there. And again, this updates much more frequently. Turning off lightning again, you can even see the hook echo here. Right there would be where we would see, if there was a tornado on the ground, this is where it would be located between Highway 64 and I-20 east of Canton, very far west of Van at this point. But we want everybody to be aware that it's moving to the east at about 30 miles per hour. So let's go ahead using our high resolution radar, and we will be going from where that hook echo is located right now, just south of due east at 30 miles an hour. It would put that possible tornado near the Colfax area at 557, near Van at 607, the Mount Sylvan area, which is outside of this tornado warning right now, but is in a severe thunderstorm warning issued by the Weather Service there till 6:15, and could be near Lindale by 6:33 p.m. Now I want you to look at, I'm going to move this up just a bit, and I'm going to show you some of these areas. These are 10-mile increments here, and if this is the case and it continues on this path, it could be close to an hour from now that it could be very close to the city of Tyler if indeed this storm continues to hold with its current strength. Putting lightning back on here, you can see that there is quite a bit of it. It's getting much more frequent as we progress throughout the latter part of the afternoon and into the evening. Let's see here. Somebody else is in the Van Zandt County area from Van. They're saying they see no funnels at this point. Wall cloud at the present time, and very intense lightning, which would certainly be the case. So that wall cloud would be coming in from the west and would be basically moving at the same direction and speed as this, again, possible tornado that's occurring east of Canton right now and heading toward the Van community. So if you live in Van, and we have spoken numerous times to the kids there, make sure that you get to your tornado safe spot, which is a small windowless interior room away from exterior walls and windows. This is something that we want the folks in Van to be prepared to do very, very soon, not at this very moment, because as far as we can see right now, the storm itself is still, from the city of Van, is still approximately 7-8 miles away from where you are. So within the next few minutes, it would be a good idea to get the family, all your friends that may be with you right now, into that tornado safe spot. And I would say within the next minute or so that would be a good thing to do, because it does appear that this storm continues on that just south of due east movement.
Yeah.
And again, according to the National Weather Service in Fort Worth, this was, updated at 5:32, so that was quite a long time ago. They said it was moving off toward the east at 30, and ping pong ball size hail was a possibility, if not a likelihood, in this storm. And we've been monitoring this large hail situation, or medium-sized hail situation for you. And you can see residents in Van, the hail is over your area now, but it's very small, but could be getting much larger here gradually over the next, say, 15 minutes or so, possibly up to the size of ping pong balls. It may not do a lot of significant damage, but it's certainly something that you don't want to be caught outside when that is occurring. All right, let's see if we've got a new view here from the National Weather Service in Fort Worth. Again, showing the rotation. Still doesn't look real impressive. Maybe actually weakening a bit. Let's hope that that's the case. Just to the southeast of Wentworth, but it still appears that it's traveling along Interstate 20, heading toward Colfax. If you are in the Colfax area, now is the time to get into your tornado safe spot. This is something we want to make sure that everybody understands, that everybody knows to do, and to do it quickly. Again, this was a situation where we're not seeing anything confirmed from the National Weather Service, but certainly we've got people on the ground. We've got deputies out there looking at what's going on. We've got people in Van that are looking, that the Weather Service spotters and things like that. They're out there verifying what they're seeing. But again, near the Colfax area, we could have a tornado on the ground, but it has been a radar-indicated tornado only at this time. So I want to verify. I just want to just keep you up to date. The tornado warning till 6:15. But again, we've not seen anything on the ground at this moment.
So, Mark?
Yes.
To kind of build on that, what I haven't seen so far, thankfully, is anything on our CC. This is my stomping grounds. I know all this area along I-20 is just trees, and I tell you, if anything drops, the second you're going to notice is debris.
Yeah, so debris
especially
signature,
tree debris.
Right, we're talking about the coalition coefficient, or seeing anything significant. We do see maybe a little bit of stuff kind of elevated at this point. It could be some wind that's kind of bringing it into that area right now, but we're going to continue to watch that very carefully for you as well. Again, here's a new update from the National Weather Service in Fort Worth. Again, residents in Colfax, you need to be in your tornado safe spot now. Residents of Van, it's time. Let's get to that tornado safe spot now so that you're not caught. We don't want anybody outside taking pictures of what's going on out there right now. We're just going to continue to warn you through the 6:15 time period if that warning stays in effect. But according to the National Weather Service, this is a radar indicated tornado. You can kind of see this is what it's looked like over the last 30 minutes. Continues to really be pretty much along the I-20 corridor right now well to the west of Canton. If you're in Canton, you can get out of your tornado safe spot now. Wentworth, you can more than likely do the same. So we're looking at this storm. We'll continue to look at this storm, but the one that we've got back south of Dallas, looks like there may be some broad rotation in that storm as well, so we'll have to watch that one very carefully. They're saying that in that area there's an ominous non-rotating wall cloud just on the west side of Ennis, no visible rotation. So that's good that they're not seeing any visible rotation at this point. But this storm, again, we're going to go to our low-res radar right now because it does indicate and show hooks a little bit better. Maybe not as significant, would you agree, Cody, than what we saw earlier?
Right.
But still, there appears to be a little inflow notch right there into that storm. So residents in Van, please, now, tornado safe spot. We'll keep you posted. We'll let you know when things change and if you can get out of your tornado safe spot. But right now, residents in Van, just turn that TV up, take your phone with you, go to your KLTV or your KLTV weather app and go down to streaming now, streaming live. this will be on there as well so that you continue to keep updated from what we're seeing here. So let's go back to our high-resolution radar. We'll back up a bit. You can see this storm really fired up near Terrell and continues to move on a path really that is just south of due east. Again, it was near Terrell, and it's kind of moving in that general direction and will likely to continue to do so through the duration unless we see anything wild happen and it starts moving in other directions. But right now, that appears to be the case. Again, taking lightning off and zooming into this storm heading toward the city of Van. We'll use our radial velocity scan. Let's see if we can maybe see something from a few other radars. But this one is indicating the best look at it right now. Again, it's going to be right in that area there, just to the west of the city of Van. Again, we're continuing. They just updated their warning, so let's look and see what they said here. The tornado warning until 6:15. They're saying at 5:58, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Van or 9 miles east of Canton. So that's not in Van yet. It said it was near the city of Van. It said it was 9 miles to the east of Canton, which would put it bullseyed right where we've got that circle. And it said that it is continuing to move to the east at 30 miles per hour, ping pong ball size hail, and a possible tornado, not a confirmed tornado. We have to continue to just keep stressing that this is not a confirmed tornado, but it certainly is a radar indicated tornado at this time. So residents of Van, I cannot stress enough for you to be in your tornado safe spot now and stay there until we can tell you it is time to be clear. So we'll move this just south of due east at 30 miles per hour. There we go, right at 30. Van at 6:08, which is 8 minutes from now. The city of Carroll, which is again in Smith County, outside of the tornado warned area right now, but again in a severe thunderstorm warning. Lindale at 6:35, Swan at 6:42. And again, the northern edge of the city of Tyler appears to be in this cone right now. And as we look at this cone, you can kind of see it there. And again, these are 10-minute increments. There's Van in less than 10 minutes, which it's showing. Then we've got 20, 30, 40, 50, and 1 hour's time, which could put it over the northern sections of the city of Tyler. The hail, we have not looked at that here recently. Let's look and see what the hail core looks like. Again, still about the same size, wouldn't you say, Cody? Between maybe 1.5 inches, maybe 1 3/4 inches, which would take it to golf ball size. Yeah. But pretty much running along and north of Interstate 20 right now. And we just want everybody to understand that this is not brutally large hail, but golf ball size hail can take out windows in homes, can break windows in vehicles as well. So again, if you're in Lindale or anywhere, Swan, the northern and northwestern sections of Smith County, get those vehicles inside. Make sure that they are protected from the possibility of this hail as it moves on through. And again, the Storm Prediction Center was indicating that these storms could have large to giant size hail as they develop today. We have not seen that yet, thank God, but there's a possibility that these storms could indeed produce that kind of hail. That severe thunderstorm warning for Smith, Southern Wood, and southwestern Upshur is in effect until 6:30, along with the severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Van Zant and that tornado warning as well. They're all in effect until 6:15 as this storm, capable of producing a tornado but it has not done it yet, runs through parts of East Texas. All right, here, so now we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning just to our west from the National Weather Service. Again, this is for those that may be in southwestern Kaufman and western sections of Henderson County. That has a considerable tag on it right now with golf ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds moving just south of due east again at 25 miles per hour. So we put a path on that one. We'll take the center of the storm just south of due east at 35 miles per hour. So in East Texas, Gun Barrel City at 642, Payne Springs 650, Malakoff 658. So there's just a quick update and information for you for Henderson County right now. But we have to still monitor the storm in Van Zandt County right now. There is a tornado warning until 6:15. That will remain in effect, again, just for Van Zandt County. But there may be a time here soon when the National Weather Service in Shreveport jumps on this and actually goes downstream with a tornado warning for possibly the northwestern sections of Smith County. When that happens, you'll see it pop up on the screen, and we'll certainly let you know about that when that happens. All right, well, let's go ahead. We need to look at the radial velocity
Yeah, we got a new scan, and it's pretty messy now.
It is getting messy, there's no doubt. And when that happens, you see a lot of the greens next to the reds kind of all over the place. But still, this is several thousand feet up into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So we would estimate, Cody, would you not agree? It's probably sitting in that area right there.
Yep.
Getting very close to the city of Van. I'd say Colfax residents, please stay in your tornado safe spot. Again, we've had no confirmation on this storm producing a tornado. This is just radar indicated. Looking at the circulation here, let's look at Shreveport. Actually, it looks a little more concerning, but again, it's even farther up in the atmosphere, where all thunderstorms of this size and intensity do rotate. So we're probably seeing a good part of that up several thousand feet. So just to give you an idea on just how large this thunderstorm is, we'll make a slice of it for you right here. We'll look at it right through the middle and see what kind of elevation we've got on this. And I'm pretty certain we're looking at, over 60, maybe 70,000 feet. Let me move this down just a bit. So certainly over 50. There's 60,000 feet. So this is quite a large storm right now. As a matter of fact, it kind of shows you the hail core pretty clearly with that very bright pink that you see right there in the middle of your screen. So that's, again, looking at the hail in this storm. But we want to look, just a quick look at all of East Texas. And this is really the only storm that's going on right now. But we have one that will be entering here pretty soon. All right, it says an outflow boundary from previous storms oriented northwest to southeast may be allowing for storms to take a more southeastward and right turn following this boundary. So that's why we were saying it's south of due east. And now they're saying if this trend continues to materialize, may have to add counties south of I-20 to the severe thunderstorm watch, which would be probably Anderson, Cherokee, maybe Rusk, and then into Panola counties. So if this continues, we may see an extension of this severe thunderstorm watch. So we're looking not at a significant right-hand turning storm right now. Either one of them, the one north of Corsicana, east of Waxahachie, and the one in our area. But we're going to have to watch it very carefully in case it makes a big turn toward the right. You'll notice part of this storm that moved through Van Zandt County is weakening and kind of moving off toward the northeast into northern sections of Wood County. And that one has not intensified at all. But those are usually the ones that we watch out for large hail. So we'll have to see if an outflow occurs in that storm to watch it for you. So looking again at our radial velocity scans, again, residents in Van, please be in your tornado safe spot now. It looks like the storm is getting closer and closer to the city of Van. Rotation is on I-20, just a few miles west of the city. Once again, Canton residents and all other areas there to the east of Canton, Wentworth and Colfax. I would say you can come out of your tornado safe spot now, but Van and Pruitt, not quite into the Jones area, I don't think, because I think that's a little farther north from this rotation. But we do have rotation continuing to be indicated, probably centered right about there. Again, we'll look at our low resolution radar. We can see the hook. Once again, it's starting to kind of reappear. So we're looking at that just to the right in here is where that tornado would likely be located if there is a tornado. It's east of Colfax and west of Van right now. But as this continues to make that eastward movement, we have to be careful because, again, sometimes you'll get these scans and the one that'll come following this will be significant. So hopefully if you're in the city of Van, you are prepared for this. You're in your tornado safe spot. We'll put a path on this right now. Again, looking generally at that area just west of Van, moving south of due east at about 30 miles per hour. So placing it in Van at 6:12, which is 3 minutes from now. All right, here we're looking at train spotters with visual on a rotation, not on the ground. I want to say it's not on the ground at I-20 near Highway 64. Again, that brings it way back to the west. I'm not certain if that is happening at this moment. I wouldn't think that it is. But again, that comes from ham radio operators. That could have been from a short time ago, because as we kind of back up, apologize for the voice, we're not really seeing anything at 20 and 64. Not seeing any rotation there. This is certainly to the east of that area and nearing the Van area, probably near 110. So that's where I would think at this point we've got some, we may be looking at some significant clouds back there, but at this point, if there is rotation, it's not being indicated here on this radial velocity scan, and if it's closer to the ground, it certainly would be missed. So there is, again, the path on those storms. We're going to move it a little bit here, folks, because I think, let me see, let me just erase that and put a new one on there for you. Again, this is really just west of Van along I-20, moving south of due east at 30 miles per hour. There we go. So again, Van very soon, within 2 minutes now. Carroll at 6:27. Again, that's in northwest Smith County. That's under a severe thunderstorm watch for sure. Lindale at 6:38. Tyler now at 6:57. If this all holds together. And then the Winona area, it's possible. Again, that's on the northern end of this path. It could be at 7:07. So just a reminder of how this fanning out works. There is 10 miles, 20 miles, or 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40, 50, and 60 minutes. So if your community is in this area, just be aware that it may not be indicated here on our list of cities, but certainly anywhere in that cone that we've got out there for you. If there's a city in there that you live in that's not being indicated, again, Swan wasn't indicated. There was a couple others as well. Make sure that you prepare for the possibility of a tornado. Again, this has not been confirmed. This is only something that radar continues to indicate, and you can see it right now approaching the city of Van. It's pretty much right on you now, folks. So if you're in Van, please be in that tornado safe spot. We need to make sure that you stay safe. I think, again, just in case this is on the ground, a new severe thunderstorm warning has just come out for the storm to our west. We're going to look at that. We'll come back to that tornado warning in a moment. We do have southern Kaufman and the far western sections of Henderson County until 7:30. This does have a considerable tag to it, which means large hail, and they're saying golf ball size hail and 60 mile per hour winds are being indicated in this storm. So we're getting other communications here of hail kind of moving into parts of Smith County right now. So let's go ahead, stop this, and see what we're looking at on our hail scope. Yeah, there's a possibility. You can see that little tail here kind of moving into to Smith County along I-20. This is probably nickel, dime size hail moving into these areas along I-20 just west of Lindale and heading into the Van Zandt County line. But the hail you can also see there near Van is getting a little bit larger, not appearing to be too large at this point.
Did you see that report of the golf ball hail, Mark, from Van?
I did not see that.
Yeah, just dropped. So 3 miles northwest of Van, they're getting golf balls.
All right, so that certainly would be what we've been looking at.
Yeah.
You know, hail, ping pong ball to golf ball size hail. We've been talking about that, and it looks like that is occurring now in and near the city of Van along I-20, just west of the state line.
Even larger now.
Okay, we got a local storm report here, 2 miles northwest of Van, reports of baseball size hail. That happened at 6:05, so that happened about 8 minutes ago. So again, we've got now golf ball to baseball size hail falling in the city of Van right now. So please, folks, be very careful. Now they've actually raised the threat on the warning that just came out, severe thunderstorm warning for Van Zandt County. May be difficult to get that. There it is. The considerable tag saying that the possibility now we're looking at golf ball to baseball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. It's moving to the southeast at 25 miles per hour. So not only do we have that considerable severe thunderstorm in southeastern Van Zandt County, we continue to have the tornado warning that remains in effect. Let's look now at the radial velocity scans. Still looking at right around Van, maybe a little bit to the south of the city. Rotation continuing in this area. It's again pretty messy at this point, but we do have an area that we were concerned with. The National Weather Service is concerned with. Again, let's look at our low resolution scans here. This is showing it a little bit to the west of Van, but that is delayed a bit. But looking at the high resolution radar, it shows it again right in the area near Van. There's considerable lightning falling right now, and the hail appears to be a real problem now into parts of northwest Smith County and also parts of southeastern Van Zandt County, where that hail is getting closer to the city of Lindale right now. They're going to let the tornado warning expire here, which it just did, but they're going to continue with a severe thunderstorm warning. As again, we've been talking the last, say, 10 to 15 minutes that it's looking a little messy, and appears that the Weather Service is agreeing with that. So the hail, again, becoming a real threat right now. They're saying baseball-size hail confirmed north edge of the city of Van. Again, this is from an emergency manager in the city of Van, and he said he's working on getting a picture for the Weather Service, but this was at his house on the northern edge of the city of Van. Had some baseball-size hail reported. We've also had some baseball-size hail, tennis ball-size hail near Waxahachie. And again, that's the storm that we're looking at to our west. And again, this is going to be something that's going to move into East Texas and is going to cause some problems. And we'll continue to kind of keep you posted on all of this. All right, right now we have no tornado warning in effect. And we've got Blake Holland ready to just kind of get into a little bit of news here. If anything additional happens, we will break into this programming. But let's go ahead right now and get to East Texas News at 6 with Blake Holland.